Yes, welcome back to Dundalk. Myself and Fran are delighted to be joined, of course, by Prix de Triomphe winning jockey, Breeders' Cup Sprint winning jockey, and Group 1 Pretty Polly winning jockey, of course, Rossa Ryan. Nice introduction, hasn't it? It's been a good year.
Sounded good, Kev. You covered in great glory. Yeah, it's been a bit surreal, really. I wouldn't have thought that was going to happen this year, now, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, was on cloud nine from the arc. It's kept going. I haven't come down off it.
And the Arc, it's the pinnacle. Every jockey wants to win the Arc. It's one of the most prestigious races in the world. Jockey, owner, trainer. We all grew up with the Arc, watching some of the greats win the Arc down through the years.
Yeah, I probably didn't realize how big it was till I won it. But I had ridden in it before and realized what you needed for it. Um, but you wouldn't have written it the way it's happened. Bluestocking, a 4-year-old filly, improving as the year goes on, danced every dance, and yeah, Rafe wasn't fear to run her, but she kept pulling out more, and supposedly she came out of the arc really well, and I'd say if Kapla wasn't or Kalpana wasn't Judmont, she might have gone for that too, but no, it was unreal.
And she must have obviously been working really well, pleasing you so much at home on the run up to it, because Rafe did and Judmont had to supplement her. It was a big call, wasn't it?
It was. I'll be honest with you, I didn't work her. I think the last time I worked her was it might have been before the King George. I never sat in her after that. The lad that looks after her, Eric, was doing all the work on her, all her work, and the girl that rides her out, Josie, was riding her every day. But I never got let near her, which is grand. In the end, it was fine.
And going to the Arc, what were you quietly confident?
I thought we'd run big. I thought we were being overlooked, and probably running in the King George and the Judmont. Although we could have gone the easier route and gone for the fillies races, but actually for stacking the form up in the Prix de l'Arc, it stacked up perfectly and tied us in to see where we stood with the 3-year-olds. And yeah, I kind of going to the Arc, I thought, well, City Troy's not in it, and bar him, the 3-year-olds haven't probably been at the top of their as good as they have been in the past. So yeah, I fancied her.
And talk us through the race again, how it panned out. I'd say you can rattle this off in 30 seconds if it only happened yesterday or an hour ago.
Yeah. Well, there wasn't a lot of pace, and I wasn't sure where it'd come from, but I thought if I get out, get up there, I don't think we'll go fast. And I know plenty come over the top, but I arrived there and it was raining, and it had been raining all night. And I thought, okay, well, we had to change tactics in the Vermeer, and to be honest, that race probably made us find out more about her than we'd ever found out, because she'd actually hit the front this time and gone forward, which she had possibly been reluctant to do in the past, but was probably immature more than anything.
A typical one of Rafe's, they just keep on improving. He always just leaves that little bit, doesn't he, to work on.
Yeah, I don't know how, but they do. It's good to have. It's good to have. They're them sort of horses. I'm not feared of being off the bridle 3 or 4 out in them, because you know they will stay and they will come home. So it's a good thing to have up your sleeve.
When she won the Pretty Polly, she was very idle with, cheap piece on. They were back on for the arc as well. That seemed to be the key as well.
I think it was. It just made her concentrate a bit more. We took them off because she won the Middleton very impressively. And to be honest, the day in the Pretty Polly when I went by Kieran Schumer, I went a half a length up and I could feel her jam on in front of me. And that was the first thing I said, was to put them back on. But for some reason or another, they just kept her interested when she did hit the front. And I suppose no point changing it when it's going right. So it kept her in good stead.
Talk about a day's race. I was over there that occasion. You went out Starlust to the Abbey, nearly went through the rail. Could have all been ended in a bad way in that way. An hour later, you go and win the arc. It's some game.
Oh, it's mental. And I still believe if I got the gap that I was going for, uh, which I thought was there at the time, if I'd got it, he'd have nearly won. But he repaid them. He won in the Breeders' Cup, so we'll take that.
He was very, very good in the Breeders' Cup. Going over there to the Breeders' Cup Sprint, totally different surface, different style of racing. It's a hard task for the European sprinters, isn't it?
It is, and Do you know, like, we're in Del Mar and it's only a furlong and a bit of a straight. I thought, other places like Keeneland and places like that, there's nearly 2 furlongs of a straight. If they went hard, that they'd come back to you enough. And I thought I'd run out of time really with him. Um, but I rode him out Thursday and he was absolutely bouncing, and he nearly dropped me 4 or 5 times going around. Um, but they went very hard, and it paid. I mean, Rafe, he did leave it all to me. I didn't have the pace to go forward early. And then after that, it was kind of turn into the straight and we'll ride for a bit of luck. But like you seen him with Colin on his 2-year-old the day before, he did the exact same thing and it worked. And just when there's that much speed around a tight track, it's like going to Chester. When there's that much speed, the pace is going to hold up. And I was just, the gap came, but I had the horse at the same time.
And he did indeed. He picked up really well. It was a thrilling win, but then the dreaded thing in America, Stewart's inquiry.
Yeah, I wasn't fully aware of how strict they were out there, which is probably.
We were slightly, we were in Bardens now having a couple of pints. The two of us watching it that night, and we were thinking, does Rossa Ryan really?
No, I didn't even know there was a Stewart's inquiry call, to be honest with you.
We thought that by your reaction, all right. So, Fran, we didn't have that many pints
No, I know.
at that stage.
Oh, what a classic.
And I was like, oh, that's too long.
Yeah, I was a bit. I didn't realise how strict they were, but I looked at it as if it was Ireland and England, they weren't going to turn it. And luckily for me, there was the replay was on the head-on up the straight when I had come back around, so I was able to just get a good glimpse at everything to have all my cards covered before I spoke to them. But yeah, when you seen the head-on, you would have been. I would have been massively surprised if it got turned over.
Yeah, we were kind of the same way too, because you had no option but to switch out, because the horse in front of you was coming back, he's leaning in, and one of the other horses on your outside is starting to come in, and he's caused interference from the outside.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'd picked a line which was one off of him, and he came out on top of me. But as I said, like even my horse got unbalanced, but I had the horse to just go through the gap, and I was going forward, and he was going back, and yeah, I'd have been shocked now, but look, we survived it anyways, and might be a first for a lot of people, but at least we survived it.
And it's a totally different way of doing things there. You don't go into the steward's room, as we could see, and anybody watching it, you have to ring in. Is that a little bit daunting for you as well? Because obviously, jockeys love to get into the steward's room, fight their case when you're dealing with stewards who are actually in front of you, but now you're dealing with somebody at the end of a phone.
Yeah, well, I suppose it comes up the proper blame game then. You can't be minding anyone in there, even if he is your friend. It was different. It was strange, but it was grand.
There's a great shot of you walking over and you're like, this fella, and he points you to the phone. You didn't even...
I was oblivious to it all. I didn't even know they used the phone, so everything was coming new to me as well.
You had to think quick.
I did, yeah. And like for someone that's not very intelligent now, it was a hard thing to do, Kevin.
And they didn't keep you on the phone long, didn't they not?
No, I got a bit worried about that. Just a small bit, but it was all good in the end.
And the relief, I'd say, when it came out, you're safe.
Yeah, there would have been a right couple of words said after if we had lost it. But look, he's a Group 1 winner now, and I would imagine, I'm not sure, but I'd imagine he'd stay in train next year. So he's improved as the year's gone on, same way, and you wouldn't know what he'd do next year.
Breeders' Cup winner.
Exactly. Take it.
2024 brings back 2016. Your first ever winner was here at Dundalk. You're back to where it started.
I am. The same day Jason Weaver and Luke Harvey accused me of being a girl.
I remember sitting at home watching it that.
Yeah, I'm coming back. Yeah, this is a good little competitive listed race. It was last year. I'm back over for the same filly who hopefully can get into the first 3 now and get her black tie, because she does deserve it. I think she's a bit better than her rating. She is an all-weather filly, and James has probably left her for the all-weather now, so she's coming into it fresh, and she does well off being fresh. So, look, she's a bad draw to overcome, but you never know.
16 winners left to go to get another 200 winners. That was a great achievement last year. You set your stall out to get 200 last year, and Julie did.
Yeah, brilliant. And I kind of just said when we kept going through the winter, I said, that's the target again this year. Hopefully we'll get to it before the end of the year, and then can have a bit of a a lie down for the winter a small bit. But I can't complain. The winter's been good to me. I found Anaf, who was incredible in Saudi, and even this year I found a listed filly out of it for Stuart Williams, and the Melrose winner. He came out of being a winter graduate. So yeah, although it is a long, daunting winter, there's sometimes diamonds in the rough.
It's great to make new contacts. Well, right, for trainers that you haven't necessarily ridden for before, you build up new contacts.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, if all else fails, I have, a few other people that I can ride for, and especially, the lads that are in the winter are flat out during the summer, but during the midweek, and you're probably not as busy for, the lads that have the better horses during the week, and they're kind of Saturday, Sunday horses. So you're kind of always sticking over with them anyways throughout the year. So yeah, everything. I mean, I'd never really ridden for Mick Appleby until Anaf, and he was just a lucky find, and that sort of that. So winter's been good to me.
It's a great string to you both to team up with the likes of someone like Mick Appleby. Continues on an upward trajectory.
Oh yeah, exactly. He's becoming renowned with his sprinters now, isn't he? He's turning out 2-year-old after 2-year-old, in the big hot races. So yeah, you never know what sort of way that'll go, and especially like even. I know we're going on about Anaf, but he was only a 16 grand buy from the horse and train sale, unraced out of Shadwell, so you'd never know what'd pop up there.
Doncaster tomorrow, final day of the turf.
Yeah, nice book rides. Lovely horse Alan King's in the November handicap. He got a break after York. He was a bit flat in York, but his form's been solid all year, and I think this has been the main target for him. And one for the King in the listed race. Treasure, she had a break after running in the Oaks, and Royal Ascot, big filly. She's probably only coming into herself now and will be better next year. Love the ground. Yeah, she'll be there with a chance, I'd imagine, and so she will.
Great stuff, fellas. Great to have you over, and well done again and everything. It's a while since I gave you a lift racing, and you're getting taxis to my house in England. You drive, Kevin. So there you go.
Yeah, Barry was probably charging you, was he, for the lift?
Had to put up with him. That was enough charging.
Don't talk to me. I have to do that every week, Ross. You're lucky you came home. Any chance of taking him back?
Yeah, why not?
Do us all a favour. Hey, Ross, well done. It's been a fantastic year. Best of luck for the remaining months.
Brilliant. Cheers, lads. Thanks. Cheers.